If you would like to get your song reviewed, dear listener, there's the filthy capitalist option. As Sori says, $125 gets you straight to the head of the line. You don't have to be a part of the alliance. You don't have to be part of the group.
Wait a minute.
And the biggest thing is you don't have to wait. You hop, skip, and jump right in front of everybody. $125 gets you there. You do that 3 times, and then get mashed down to the $75 rate for perpetuity.
Yes!
Also, there is a band review option. So if you've got a band and you're trying to get your band some exposure, hit me up at vinsori@gmail.com, and I'll show you the details about how to pull that off.
You can also jump on Patreon, and there is a option on the tiers to be able to get your band reviewed. Yep. Obviously, we can't lie to you, so we can't guarantee a positive review. Get what you get.
It's just rubbish.
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 That's British for garbage.
My favorite is the community option. $1 at the gate gets you in at Patreon. You get to join an alliance. The alliance joins their points together, and that helps determine what songs that we do.
The alliances hang out on Discord.
Message me on Patreon to get the link.
And they do all kinds of other cool things. They do Minecraft, Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah. It's really a community within the community. Anybody can go in the village, facebook.com/Vin and Sori. There's 160,000+ people on the channel. What's cool about the Discord is that it offers a real opportunity for community connection, friendship, that type of thing.
And it's on Discord, so if you're not a Facebook person, it's for you.
You start off at $1.
Right.
Plus you get exclusives. Sori and I are working on a song. So the first 15 seconds of that was on Patreon. Also, at $15 tier and above, when we actually debut the video, they're going to be there live with us. There you are, dear listener.
Buy merch.
Buy merch indeed, it shall lead them.
Buy our merch.
Now landing the plane. There's a band named Rivers of Nile. Or
But it's
Nihil
not
or
being
Nihil
landed
or Nile.
completely because we still have one more song.
Yes.
The name of this song is Maybe One Day.
Maybe One Day.
And the big homie Gabe, or DJ Gabe, is
DJ Gabe.
we should call him officially.
Yeah,
he said
he's always I started to see his strategy now. He's saving all his strong ones. They got progressively stronger.
I have really enjoyed this stream. I did not know it was this type of a stream. I thought it was a black metal stream.
So did I,
So,
which we falsely advertised.
I didn't falsely advertise it.
Of course. Throw your husband under the bus. Okay, having said that.
He says, I really love the atmosphere of this song. It took me a few listens, but once I sort of got it, I loved it.
All right, having said that, dear listener, the time has arrived. Maybe One Day, Rivers of Nile. Let's do it. Cavernous. Funerally.
This future we gain through pleasure and pain, it's still going to rain, but maybe one day.
Not expecting this.
You can stay and feel the past away. Find a new set of words to
Oh, it's really pretty.
Holy smokes. That's a second to last song on that record, I think.
That's really, really pretty. I didn't expect it to sound like that, but I really enjoyed that.
It was really spacey. I
yeah.
was talking to you yesterday about going to space.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, that's true. You were. I think this might be the same similar theme as the one before. Before,
yeah.
But
a little
when
bit different, yeah.
when it first started, I thought that he was I thought it was like a lot of like positivity, because he says like, this future we gain through pleasure and pain. It's still going to rain, but maybe one day. Relax, it'll be fine. I'm going to take patience and sometime, but maybe one day. So it almost seems like it sounded like he was saying like, okay, you're going to have pleasure and you're going to have pain in life. Like both are going to be there, but like sometimes you can kind of get stuck in a rut to think that life is just shitty and that's all it is and that's all it'll ever be. But it's not. It kind of runs in cycles. And I mean, obviously there's exceptions to that, but when he says relax, it'll be fine, it's going to take patience. But then he says maybe one day. Then I thought it was kind of like, but you know, we should find ourselves to be patient people as we're waiting for the next phase of our lives, because it doesn't necessarily, it's not necessarily going to stay in the phase that it's in. Like there's so many times. So, you know, we're in our 30s, but like, I think back to when I was a teenager, and I think what I was going through as a teenager, I felt like that was like everything, like it was inescapable. You know what I mean? Like, and then, you know, stuff that I experienced in my 20s, it felt like the whole world. And there were things that I experienced in my early 30s that felt like it was like soul shattering, life shattering. But, and like, sometimes it feels like the whole world is against you. And, you know, we had gone through a difficult thing before you and I got together. I didn't affect you in the same way that it affected me, but we had taken a trip to California after like we had gotten together, and there was like, there's a whole world out here. There's like all kinds of people out here that don't even have an opinion on the gossip that is from your small town. You know what I mean? So
I told you.
Yeah, you did.
I told you, it's as big as these small people, man.
You
They
did.
gonna live and die here, bro.
Mm-hmm. So I kind of thought that's what he was talking about, and then he says, older now, lines in your face and your feet on the ground. It's colder now. Maybe one day we can turn it around. And then I was like, well, wait a minute. He's like, the person's getting older and it's not really turning around for them. And but then as the song progressed, I thought it was, you know, the band and being in it, because he says, is this day over yet? Can we get this over with? I don't work for you anymore. Like, I was like, I wonder if this is the same complaints that they have against record labels or fans or whatever that everybody says to be true that's in the music industry.
Yeah, I think it's a little bit different. It's saying do the work. I know it's hard, but you have to make this work. There's just no getting past it. I feel like you can interpret that in a lot more ways than the previous song. I think the previous song is like really, really specific. Okay. Whereas this song is like, you can really apply it to a lot of things. Like make this work, for example. Like, I hate to say this, but that's a phrase that I would use a lot to myself for my previous relationship. Like, oh, I'm going to make this work. And it was funny. I was reading a meme. I think sometimes when I see these memes that are really powerful, I'll like screenshot them. And maybe I probably won't read it like verbatim, but basically, long story short, the guy was like talking about people not fighting for certain relationships. Oh, you didn't fight for certain relationships, whatever. And the meme was basically saying, there's one person that's dragging this thing around, and you're an outsider. You have no idea. Mm-hmm. But there's one person dragging it around. Meanwhile, the other person is like either massively abusive or just completely crazy, or like completely wants out and is doing everything they possibly can to get out of the relationship. Mm-hmm. And obviously in evangelical culture, you know, there are certain relationships that become more sacred than the actual people themselves. And so,
unfortunately,
you know, it's like Jesus was saying, like, you know, you idiots, you swear by the gold of the temple. Like, what's more important, the gold in the temple or the temple that makes the gold sacred? Mm-hmm. Of course,
religious people tend to, sacredize, money and things of that nature over whatever. But like, it's like, that quote like was hilarious to me to a degree, because it was like, yeah, because all these people with all these opinions like have no idea. Well, one of them had an idea, because they actually reached out to my ex to try to get dirt, and my ex was like, nah, I got you. He gave it the old college try. He tried his best. I just wanted out. Like, he was cool. And like,
He didn't even know what to do with that.
he didn't know. Well, he didn't know what to do with that. He just stopped talking to her.
Right.
He didn't talk to her for 3 years.
Right.
She was suicidal. All types of crazy shit was happening. He didn't have a word to say
Awful.
to her. Yeah. And you got what you deserved, you miserable bitch. Just for that alone.
Really, yeah.
Just for doing that to her alone, you miserable bastard. I should slap the shit out of you. But I won't. God did. See what happened to you? You ended up... No, I ain't gonna do that. But honestly, like, I was pissed off in that moment for her because of that.
Yeah.
Because I was already at peace. Like,
Yeah.
I knew, like, I'm not gonna, I mean, some of you have been here as shit has happened, like, live. But with this person. But, like, I knew that I had, like... I'd done my time, like the song says. You know what I'm saying? Like, I knew that I did. So that's kind of like what happened, where I was going when I was like listening to this song. I was thinking about that entire...
Oh, wow.
That relationship, and like... But, because there was a big part of me that was like, you're quitting, don't be, you can't quit, yada, yada. And it was funny because, like, I didn't...
Yeah, you're a very principled person.
Yeah, but those are the things that you tell yourself when you're stuck in a really bad situation. Oh, it'll be fine, and that's why I didn't want to like completely quote the thing and whatever, because I believe marriage is absolutely sacred. I just believe that the people are more sacred than the institution. Just like the gold is sacred, but it's the temple that makes the gold sacred, and it's not. Marriage is sacred because of the people in the marriage and all that. But so like. All marriages go through problems, and there are always times when you're going to say things like this. And I think the songs can go either way. Like, it can be a positive message to say, yeah, man, stick it out. Like, things are going to be difficult. Like, I got an email, a very, very long one, from somebody in the chat right now. She knows, like, we're like blood sister and brother for life. But they went through some difficult shit. If they're still together, they went through some difficult shit. And there is a lack of perseverance in relationships and things of that nature. So to me, the song could go both ways. Like, it could be somebody who wants to quit, who shouldn't quit. And it could also be somebody who does need to step out, whether it's a bad job, if it's a bad relationship, a bad, XYZ. You got to, like, the song kind of gives you permission and encouragement, because it says maybe one day. So to me, it's like a fork in the road, and you don't really know. You can't tell the person exactly what the song is telling you to do. Whereas the previous song, the song was very like exactly what it was telling you to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But go ahead. What were you thinking?
Well, I already said what I thought of it at the beginning, which is kind of like a repeat of the other one, but at the same time I thought it seemed positive at the beginning. Patience and maybe one day. And the song itself kind of had an upbeat sort of sound to it, in my opinion. It was kind of hopeful. So but I hear you, there are some situations that are not going to get better, and you have to remove yourself from those situations. So but yeah, it was a beautiful song. I loved like the sound, the journey that it took me on. And before you knew it, I was like, felt like I was like floating through like space. I was like going through this like crazy little tunnel. I don't know, like it just like, I don't know, it had a little journey to it. I really, really liked. I really appreciated it. And it was, I don't know, I think that there was something kind of soul searching about the song.
Oh, I agree. I bet at least one of the band members would do an interview. Well, shit, Alan, hook me up, because I definitely would love to. I agree with this, by the way. Right on, Alan. Good Lord. I would definitely love to talk to these guys about it, because the name of the album is actually called The Work. So I'd like to see like how close actually we were in the exegesis of what he was saying. But
you know, it didn't sound bitter.
Right.
And I think that was one of the things that I like really liked about it was, and even when he got to the end, I don't work for you anymore. Like it was a definitive statement like that. Whatever it was, that's done. But I think that
that's
if
my
you
conversation with my guitar every night. Don't work for you anymore, bitch.
That is so funny. I did not read that.
Do you ever notice how my body language is when I'm done playing? Like,
yes, I did. But wow, you'll never believe the way that I interpreted that. So funny.
How did you interpret it?
No, I'll tell you later.
Really? I mean, there's a thing blocking.
Well, I mean, it's not. I guess not a big deal. Like when you're playing, especially for like extended periods, and I know I'm getting closer to sleep because it's getting later and later and earlier into the morning, and I want you to like be done so we can hang out. Like it looked like to me. So like sometimes I will, if I can see somebody else is frustrated by a certain thing, I will act a little frustrated too, just to make them feel like, okay, we're okay. We're on the same. I understand. Even though I'm not really frustrated. So like for some reason, like I took that a little bit to be like that you were expressing that like, okay, you are very much done with this now, and now we're going to hang out. I don't know. It was very weird.
No.
That was such a weird way of looking at it. I just didn't even want to say it out loud.
That was just me telling my guitar, I don't work for you anymore.
I don't work for you anymore. That's so funny because you really do get like that.
Yeah.
When you're done, you're done.
Yeah, when I am done with that fucking guitar, I'm done with it. But
you do it for a while.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, not as much.
And you're dealing with like other extra things that are frustrating. You know what I mean? Like trying to figure out the tech issues and the this and that.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out recording at the,
Yeah.
And studio stuff and yada yada yada. It's a little bit grating. It's a little bit of a grating type of feeling. I'm not gonna lie. Mm-hmm. It does suck, but this song is, there's just a lot of options where you can go with the song.
Not to say that Vin and I live together, we work together, we do everything together. So like we'll be hanging out all day long. He'll take out his guitar for like a couple of hours, but it doesn't matter. I want like every second. So don't misread that situation. He finally takes a bit of time for himself. It's not like I'm some suffering wife. Where's my, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just want all the time.
Yeah, you just.
I can get greedy.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, I really enjoy this one. This one's probably this is another 9.8. Song of the night though for me was the one of the first couple ones. No, it was the girl one. It was the protection one. I think it was, that was the one where she just did her vocal, really.
Yeah.
That one, I loved that one.
Yeah,
took an interesting turn.
The 50 Shades of Grey song.
Lyrically.
Okay.
Well, no, I didn't see it like that.
Destroyed our chat.
I didn't see. Well, I mean, people made their own decisions. Don't blame that song.
The chat went straight down it. No, you're right about that. You're right about that.
So, what about you? What did you give this one?
Gabe, are you still here?
Yeah, I know. Where's Gabe? He's in the chat. He's like, I have nothing to say. My favorite song was a song right before that. I had to write down the song.
That one was a good one.
I had to write down the song because I'm like, I have to, because I'm like, oh yeah, this is going on my playlist, yada yada yada. But like, I had to like write it down and make sure.
I tried to stop them, Vin.
I know.
I failed you.
Lito came in and he's like, you guys just ruined my moment.
Yeah.
And then he said, perish. That was great. He said, perish.
Perish?
I'm going to use that now. I'm literally going to use that. That shit might might end up on a shirt, honestly. I just might put perish in red with a yellow smiley face. Like, honestly.
Oh, that'd be a good one.
Like that was ridiculous. It was so good.
Yep.
I don't know if he meant it that way. It's like, you guys were perish. Yes.
I feel
I like
complete,
one
satisfied
word.
even.
I like one word things like that are just like, yes. Man said perish. I'll tell you what. If I do it, listen. If we actually come up with a Parish shirt, you will get one for free. I'm dead at like we do like a soft thing with Parish with the smiley face. Like that would be mint.
Regular eyes or X eyes? Smiling.
Oh, that's another one. Yeah, we should do the X'd out eyes smiling.
Parish.
And just say Parish on it. That would be badass. That would be badass.
I'm getting off. I'm gonna go create it right now.
That would really, I could really fuck with a shirt like that. Like, I'm serious. Like, I would rock that shirt everywhere. Are you kidding me?
Keep your eye out. You may find one on Patreon.
Are you kidding me? I would fucking walk around with that shirt like
would.
that. It says Parish. We should do like, if you do a DJ street, well, we'll talk about it later. We'll talk about it because you're gonna be like, yeah. But anyway, my point is, my favorite song of the night had to be the Void one, and I had to write it down. I
feel like I know where you were going with that comment. I think it would be a good idea.
I had to put it on my phone. I had to make. I'm like, I have got to get this shit in my playlist. It's such another like really really spiritual song that I like have to listen to when I'm like by myself. After you've abandoned me to the land of the
3 a.m. when I finally fall asleep.
The plebes.
See, and then I feel guilty for falling asleep.
Yeah, and then you can deal with that because there was a song about guilt.
Right. Then I'll put that song on.
There were actually some pretty deep discussions today.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gabe, I don't know where he's at. He probably got. I guess I should perish, born Christians. Dracarys!
Born Christians.
I just figured that shit out. That's when what's her face is killing people.
Yep.
That blonde one. A little blonde lady, a little bitter blonde lady.
Wait a minute.
A little blonde lady. She's killing all those people. The
Christians Alliance.
Yeah. When the fires fade and the rivers dry. Yeah, man. That shit. That's gotta be.
Yeah, we listened to Witchcraft.
That's gotta be that's a deep song. And then the sax. The sax, I was not prepared, bro, for the sax. The sax was like one of them like liver punches and shit.
This is really, really, really good. I really enjoyed the stream.
Yeah, the stream. Well, I gotta tell you, Gabe, when the stream first hit, I was like, oh my god. Because I wasn't really feeling the first song at all.
You just, there was something wrong with you. Yeah, no, actually, I wasn't really feeling the first song that much either, to be honest.
Yeah, you didn't like the first song.
No,
either.
I really didn't. But then after that, it was just like bang, 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 bang. I was like, okay, all right, yes, okay. And this is exactly what I needed. I know that the stream's not about me, it's about the DJ, but it just so happens that your desires and ours combined, and we liked it.
There you are, dear listener.
Thanks for hanging out, you guys.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out, for chilling. We love all of you. Shout out to Amy. Shout out to Adam. Shout out to the big homie.
More
AT.
streams on the way.
AT, you bitch. Send me some text,
like
man.
and subscribe.
So there's Gabe. Gabe, here is our brother Gabe, and
There's
he's
our
a DJ without peer. A DJ without peer. You should text me once a day, AT. You don't have anything else better to do, you loser. It did finish very, very strongly. Shout out to Kamikaze. Shout out to all you beautiful people. I, on the other hand, I'm about to eat a chicken that we just murdered. Vin out.
Ew, sorry out.
I mean, he died. But he died for me. You know, sometimes I pray, I'm like, Lord, thank you for
I know,
chicken.
I can't stand it when you do that. I'm like, yo, I
I'm
used to be a vegetarian.
I used to be that serious, though.
I know that you are, but I feel like you should
Chicken
pray that in your heart.
He sacrificed himself.
Because then I'm like, oh, that's right. It's a dead animal we're about to consume. And I don't want to think about it being like a whole chicken or a whole, especially when it's pork.
It's tasty as hell.
You say pig and we're about it. It's just stop.
I think Friday night, a Tina in the Middle Earth stream is on the way.
I think that's next week.
Chicken murderer. See you. Take care. Bless you guys. Bless all of them. Text me first, he says. Oh, I see how it is. I'll text you first.
Yep,
bitch.
we've seen those happen.